Wanna talk? So let's talk. Yeah. Talk. You wanna talk? You gotta talk, you need to talk. News talk.
I talk, you talk to Solomon. I talk, you talk to Solomon. Yeah, let's talk to Solomon. Talk to Solomon.
Good evening, my friends. It's Talk to Solomon time. Thanks so much for joining us. My name is Stan Solomon. I'm the host of this show. And we have, well, shall we say, a special show going today. Now, I don't know if Brent Johnson is going to join us or not. Let us know, guys, if Brent comes in to join us. But you know that I'm a big fan of the United States military. I am a person that is incredibly and immeasurably appreciative of those who stand up and volunteer and serve so that I can run my mouth and you can run yours. If you don't appreciate our military, you're an idiot. You may be a nice idiot, but you're an idiot. Because without our military, we wouldn't have our America. Now, I won't go into this president and this administration, but the fact is, America is free only because of our military. That's fact. Now, we have a couple of fellows here. One I've known for a long time, Darren Fishburne. He and I go way back. He was involved in police activity. And the other I've just met today, Sergeant Shannon. And he's a legitimate, real American hero. So you're going to get to know both of them, and we're going to talk about the work that they're doing. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure. I'm going to start with you, Darren, because you're the CEO of this organization. Tell us what it is, how long it's been around, and what it is you guys are doing.
Well, Stan, thanks for having us. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we take care of the children of the fallen, wounded, and deployed military heroes of our beautiful country. When you're killed in the line of duty, there's normally 5 to 6 months before the benefits kick in. We make sure that these families aren't without during that time as the benefits get processed, as well as we run national camps all over the country.
National
kids camps for the children. We take
Kids
care of
camp.
we take care of the families and the children.
All right, now tell us a little bit about the sergeant before we hear from him.
Well, Staff Sergeant Shannon is the founder of Helping Hands for Freedom. He's a 2-time Purple Heart, Medal of Valor Bronze Star. He won the National Jim Beam Hero Award, the National Sam Wanton Hero Award, the National NFL Wounded Warrior Award. He is the only Hoosier military man or woman that is permanently etched in the Library of Congress. His story of heroism was nominated by Senator Lugar and is permanently etched in the Library of Congress.
Fabulous. Now, Sergeant, first of all, thank you for your service.
Appreciate it.
And thank you for your heroism. And I know that's probably not your normal modus operandi, but I'd like you to tell us about some of the experiences you dealt with that are etched in our Library of Congress.
Sure. I don't know if I'm the only that's ever been put in the Library of Congress, but I was blessed enough to have Senator Lugar put my story into the Library of Congress. So not sure on how many people, but you know, back in 1988, I graduated from Perry Meridian High School. Decided I wanted to be like my grandfather and my father that had served before me, and joined the military. Went right in after high school. Didn't want to do anything but be a grunt. Went in the United States Marine Corps as 0311 Infantry. Yeah, if I was going to make a difference, I wanted to make a difference with a rifle in my hand and not behind a truck or anything else. I wanted to do something that was going to be legitimate, was going to be in the action, and something that I can make a difference at. Went in 1988 and ended my career in 2008. And between, have done many things. Served in Iraq 2 times. Operation Restore Hope in Somalia, for those of you that remember that, and Somalia, and done a lot of operations along the way. Been stationed in Okinawa, the Philippines. I've done Operation Cobra Gold in Thailand, Team Spirit in Korea. So done a lot of different things. Jungle environmental survival training courses.
But your activity was in hot zones?
Hot zones, yes. I was a specialist in jungle and also in desert. That was I wasn't a cold weather Marine, thank goodness, because I don't like the cold. But I was always in where it was hot. So.
All right, and you served out of the 20 years between 88 and 08, you served 17 of those years.
Correct. Correct.
All right. Now, you left the military. You've left now. So
Yeah, I retired in 2008.
You're not an ex-Marine, but you're a retired Marine.
Correct.
And your status was sergeant?
Staff sergeant.
Staff sergeant, which is
Correct.
higher level.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And the only higher level would be
You have a gunnery sergeant, then you have a master sergeant, and then sergeant major. So
sergeant major.
Yeah.
And there's only one sergeant major.
Well, you have the sergeant major of the Marine Corps, and
Okay.
then the sergeant major of the Army. So those are the top dogs. But then you have like a command sergeant major of different levels, like brigade,
I see.
regiment.
Very good. All right. Taught me a little bit there. So let's talk about why you felt, after serving 17 years in the United States military, that when you left the military, that you should spend your time working for, looking out for, and helping those who were still in or no longer in because of disability, or even were gone, that
Right.
had passed.
Correct. Really what made my decision is that November 29th, 2006, I was hit by a Chinese mortar in Ramadi. I was a PTT officer. I won't get into specific details about the mission, but that's what my mission was, is to train the Iraqi police. And from that day forward, my views changed a little bit as far as what I wanted to do as far as outside of the military to be able to help folks. I was medevac to Landstuhl in Germany, and then from Germany I was sent over to Walter Reed, where I went through quite a few surgeries and continued my rehabilitation. And one of the nonprofits that helped me and my family a lot was the Wounded Warrior Project. John Malia was one of the co-founders of that, the backpack program, and they did whatever they could to facilitate family to come in and see you, making sure you had the proper medical, just all those types of things. And I saw how that impacted me and how much they took me under their wing, and I wanted to make a difference and do something similar to that.
Folks, I would think it's fair to say that most of you watching this particular show have not served. Not all, but I would say most of you. I, by the way, did not serve. I did volunteer, but the fact that I weighed 105 pounds and could do the 60-yard dash in 3.5 days, they just didn't feel I would be of particular value. But the bottom line is this: if you didn't serve, how will you serve? This particular campaign is one where you can do service, in my opinion. Now, Darren, you're going to talk to us about how big it is, how long it's been here, what it is you're trying to accomplish, what kind of funds you have raised and you plan to raise. Just give people information.
Yeah, we since 2008, when we were founded, Rodney Smith and Staff Sergeant Shannon has done a great job taking us national and nationwide as a national charity. Our main states right now where we have a huge hold is Indiana, Colorado, San Diego, California, Tucson, Phoenix, and we're getting into Nevada as we speak. We just had a meeting there. We help families. We don't turn families down from any of those other states, but this is where we have street teams, we have board members, we have military reps on the ground in those states.
All right, time. Are we looking for reps, board members, associates, county, city, state leaders? Are we looking for that?
Yeah, so there's no reason that someone couldn't help. Sometimes it's a volunteer. Sometimes it's donating a gift basket that we can auction off at our Heroes Gala that's coming up in June. It is things of financial donations that allows us to go out and serve our fallen military men and women's children. And, at the end of the day, we're self-funded. So we need donations. We need people to go to the website and hit donate now like any other charity.
Stop. Website.
www.hh4f.org. That's hh4f.org.
Helping Hands for
Freedom.
Freedom. Helping Hands for Freedom. HH4F. The number 4F.org. All right, now it's on our screen, but sometimes saying it as well as seeing it helps to drive it home. Now, how big a donation is too small?
Our national campaign, Stan, is we have a text platform. You could text My Hero, all one word, MY Hero, to 50555, and it pulls up a information sheet, and it allows you to opt in, and you could donate $7. If you did this one time a year and 1 million people did that, we could be self-funded in every state and have a team in every state in the United States.
Say it one more time.
So if you went to My Hero or text My Hero to 50555, a Donate Now page would come up. You could register, and once a year you could donate $7. It's billed to your phone, or you can bill directly to our website on your credit card.
You can put a charge
Yeah,
card. That's my
put your
point.
charge card directly on. It's a $7 donation. You could choose to do it monthly. We have people do it monthly. We have people do it annually. But if everybody that we reach, just the 1 million people that we reached did it, that's $7 million, and we would be able to take our charity to every state in the United States.
Now, we have more than 1 million people that see this show on a monthly basis. There's no reason we on this program can't provide the funding to give this organization a boost. Now, I didn't say get them where they need to be, because where they need to be is $7 million a day, because we have that much in the way of need. How many people are now serving, Sergeant, in our military? Do you have an idea?
Well, you're talking, you have about 500 plus thousand in the Army. You got 100 or just under 200,000 in the Marine Corps.
That's 7.
So I mean, you
got Air Force, you
Air
got
Force
Navy,
and the Navy. So
you got Coast Guard.
well over 1 million, 1.2, 1.3.
All right. So, folks, if 1 million of us put in $7 a fill in the blank, day, week, month, year, whatever works for you, then that would be approximately one $7 donation for each member of our existing military. Now, seems to me that there are just a few folks that have served that are no longer in the military. Oh, what, 15, 20 million?
Oh, at least.
And of course, there are the families of those who gave their lives. There are the families of those who gave their lives. Can you really go out to dinner, rent a movie, buy a new car, and feel like you don't have $7 to throw in the kitty for those who have given their lives? So we have a country where, for many of us, that's our biggest concern. Just a thought. Don't want you to feel guilty, but if you don't do it, I'm coming to your house and kicking your ass. Am I supposed to say that? I'm not sure.
Your
Okay.
show.
It's okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit more about some of the people you've helped, some of the cases that you've dealt with, Sergeant.
Well, you know, one of the big ones, you know, we had a couple years ago. One of the ones that I was involved in that was pretty neat here in the state of Indiana. We had, you know, an individual. There was 7 individuals, soldiers that was killed at that time in Afghanistan, roadside bomb. Had one that lived, went through a lot of surgeries at Walter Reed Hospital, was having some issues with one of their children, being able to afford sending them to a private school, parochial school. They were having problems in school, where we were able to write the check for that and make that kid just a little bit more at ease, and make his father at ease while he was still going through rehabilitation and those types of things. That's just, I mean, that's just one small story. Being able to bring these kids together with other kids have fallen and wounded that they can talk to, that they know, hey, they're going through some of the similar things that I went through, or maybe it's a kid that went through it 3 or 4 years ago that now, you know, he's kind of mentoring some of these younger kids that this has happened to. Same thing with the wives. I mean, being able to have that partnership and be able to meet, whether it's at the baseball games that we, you know, send them to the Cactus League and those types of things, or, you know, we run out of, you know, similar to Chuck E. Cheese, I can't remember the name of it out there, and in Southern California, but similar, where they all get together, they get to talk, they get to really go through their difficulties together and be able to explain what's going on, and they help each other out. I mean, that's the biggest thing, bringing them together, helping them out with whatever it is they need, because we kind of vet those things, because there's different things. We can do the camps, we can do, you know, all the different things as a group, but there's specific needs, like the young kid up in northern Indiana that wanted to go to a parochial school because he was having problems, or they need to go to Sylvan Learning Center, they're having issues, or their goal, you know, their dream has been to go to, you know, a specific band camp or a football camp or a baseball camp, whatever it is. I mean, you know, the thing is the military is worried about getting us healed and getting us back to where we need to be so we can go out and fight again. But the one thing that is always kind of left behind that I've always seen is the wife and the kids, and that broken relationship between the two or amongst all of them. Those are things that we can heal, and it takes time to heal. And whatever we can do to speed that up and to help some of these kids that go through some of these things.
What is the screening process? How do you they go to your website and say, please help me? How does that work?
Right. So they HH4F, so they can go on the website, they can call, we have a phone number, and they can leave a message. Darren sends that out amongst our board. We vet that to make sure, because nowadays, I mean, still we have people that are trying to get over on it, never served in the military, want, I need help with a house payment or whatever it is. And so we have to make sure that that's an individual that was injured, that was served. So we ask for some paperwork. We go through some different things that, whether it's a DD-214 because they were out, but you're going to have some type of information that you've received from the federal government as much as they do. I mean, I've got sheets like this from all the different hospitals and everything, and so we have to vet that out. It's sad that we have to do that, but we have to do that nowadays to make sure we're taking care of the right people, because the funding, is so limited that we have to ensure it goes for the correct individuals.
Let me just remind those who just maybe tuned in. We have as our guest Staff Sergeant Patrick Shannon, who has retired from the Marine Corps, served 17 years, has been written up in the Congressional Record for his many acts of bravery and his many awards and medals and the like, who has, along with my friend Darren Fishburne, helped to create and since 2008, and have worked tirelessly to be able to provide help and support for members of our military, either current or past members, either living, injured, or passed on, to help them and their families to maintain a little bit more normalcy, a little bit more comfort, a little bit more of the life that many of us have been blessed with. And they're doing God's work, and they're doing our work. Now, we have a job, in my humble opinion, which I had once, I don't know what day it was, and that is to serve. And you can step up, you can go to their website, HH4F, HH4F.org, and give them 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 100, give them once, twice, monthly, weekly, yearly, whatever works for you, because there are millions of us that are connected through this program, and this is something we can proactively do. By the way, these fellas could both be making a lot more money just working in the private sector, like most of us do, maximizing their profit. This is volunteer work. This is to do right by those who have done right by us. And I would hope that you will very seriously consider stepping up. Now, Darren, have I left something off that we need to talk about?
No, Stan, you've hit it straight, the nail straight on the head. One of the things that we're very fortunate is we have great spokespeople like you that's willing to, put your name and reputation out there and help the men and women that serve, that get that knock on the door, that don't make it home, unfortunately, and these families are left behind. And when we do our survivor outreach, and like Staff Sergeant Shannon said, we have to do background checks and make sure that how much money they're getting, if they served, what their rank was, and we have to check with all these things. But once it's done, if they register online or call directly, once it's done, the one thing we're proud of, we're able to pay that rent payment, we're able to pay the house payment, because kids are cruel. A lot of kids make fun of their parents. They said they call them Robot Man because they may have a prosthetic, and they don't see what that. We have a soldier that I met the other day, went through 157 surgeries. 157 surgeries, folks. I don't even understand it. And then we had a family that we paid to go out. The kid was too young. They didn't think he could handle the funeral at Arlington National Cemetery. Paid for the family to go out there and see the grave. They videotaped it as a courtesy to us to let, just see how it went. And this young boy, and if I cry, I apologize, I'm sensitive to this story, but he hugs his dad's grave. He says you can rest in peace now because I know where you're at and I can now protect you. That kid was carrying that burden for 2 years before we stepped up and allowed him to be able to put that to rest and be able to then just be a kid. And that's what these kids deserve.
Well, that story is touching, and there are those in this country, and by the way, I don't care if you're white, black, yellow, brown, or some other color I've forgotten. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, or haven't figured it out. I don't care if what part of the country you're from, if you were born here or you're a naturalized citizen. The fact is, we all bleed red, white, and blue. And whatever our paths, we have the chance to pursue them because of all the aforementioned types of people who have stood up and stood out, and in some cases, given their all. I would hope you would give that strong consideration. I know that I will. By the way, I would like to put these guys a little bit on the spot. I was not familiar with this organization until Darren called me. Darren lives out in the West. I used to live in Indiana. And he said, I'd like to talk to you about, and I said, done. He said, I haven't gotten the words out yet. Doesn't make any difference. If Darren's involved, I know it's good. And then he told me about it, and I said, it's better than good. This is better than good. So I hope that you can help me to salute all the members, past and present and future for that matter, of our military that have made our lives possible. Sergeant, let me give you the last few minutes.
I just appreciate the time that you've given us here, and my thing is I use this platform, and everybody wants to give me accolades and talk about me, and it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with me standing up next to my brothers and my sisters that have served and making sure that we're taking care of their kids, making sure that we're helping their families, and that we're making a difference. And that's really all it is about. There's nothing better than being able to help a kid out and to see their face, or to help that, or to see that mom's face when you've done something and they no longer have their husband here. But to be able to make that impact on somebody's life in a positive way, there's nothing better. So, you know, all I have to say is make sure that when you see that veteran that's walking down the highway or in the airport or someone in their uniform, you tell them thanks and you appreciate it, and they'll appreciate you for mentioning that. So make sure that you're there, you're supporting us. We're here for you, and what we do is because how much we love this country and what it means to us. So let's make sure we support the kids and the families and the soldiers and the Marines of this country and do whatever we can to make an impact and make a difference.
Just a thought, folks. When some young person somewhere in this country is contemplating, thinking about whether or not they should serve, and there's a certain group in this country that would do whatever they could to talk them out of it. We'll tell them, don't do that. By the way, I'm very proud to tell you my granddaughter enlisted in the United States Air Force. She's in basic training as we speak. May God protect her, and may she protect me and you and all of us. That's what it's all about. So my son served, my granddaughter is serving, and I'm very proud of that fact. Never, this is not them, this is me, never ignore someone putting down our military. Now, if you don't like what a certain general said or a certain chief of staff said, that's different. But if someone's putting down our military, you have my permission, you have my backing, you have my blessing to stand up for our military, which is the reason we have our country. And the loudest mouths, the most unappreciative people are the ones who are the first to cower behind our military when there's a threat. Just a thought. Again, how can people contribute? How can they be a part of this?
Go to our website, www.hh4f.org. Hit donate now. It'll go straight to our PayPal account. We can help families immediately.
Have you had any, whatever the word is, rich uncles that have stepped up to help you in your quest?
Yes, we had a organization last year. I mean, we have different foundations, the Tandy Corporation, LifeLock, the Fiesta Bowl Charities, Walmart, Some of these national charities have stepped up and helped us. We have a lot more than that, but we had a Crown Foundation. Mr. Crown owned a large company, and him and his brother sold it. And at Christmas time, we had a bunch of families in need, and he said whoever donates the entire month of December, he'll match it dollar for dollar. And that was our best fundraising that we had year to date. So,
and I assume it was more than $100, right?
yes, it was. And so, and that's the beauty of this. And Stan, I want to say, this weekend coming up is Memorial Day, is Memorial Weekend, and people think, I'm from Indianapolis, born and raised. People call it race weekend here, and people call it a 3-day weekend, and people call it a weekend to get away. But Memorial Day is only for one reason. It's the bloodshed of the men and women that sacrificed their own red, white, and blue so that we can go out and enjoy the race. We can go out and enjoy the park. We can go to the lake. We can just have the everyday simplicities of life to enjoy and I want to let people know, freedom isn't free. It was paid by the blood of every American man and woman that was shed for us.
On that note, again, I would tell you, Helping Hands for Freedom is one. It's not the only one. There are a lot of good people, a lot of good organizations. No one's taking anything away from anyone. But Helping Hands for Freedom is an organization I'd like you to put on your list. And if your budget is $100 a year for everyone, give them 5 of it. If your budget is $1,000 a year, give them 50 of it, or whatever you think is appropriate. Because no one can do everything, but everyone can do something. And if everyone does the something they can do, then everything will get done. Thanks for being with us on Talk to Solomon. I like to eat. You like to eat? We all do. And usually we run to the grocery store, we run to the convenience store, or we have something in the fridge. But power's been out in parts of this country in the last few weeks. We don't know what's going to come down the pike economically. Smart people are putting in food. Alpine Air Gourmet Reserves is a line of foods that you can put away that will last for a very long time. You know, they say eat what you store and store what you eat. This is great tasting stuff, healthy for you, a full line. You go to our website, cpnlive.com, and click on the button for Alpine Air Gourmet Reserves and see all the different things we have. This is good tasting food. It's reasonably priced. It will last. And it's worth its weight in gold if a problem arises. I know you don't think there's going to be anything that goes wrong. Actually, you do. This is smart. This is smart insurance. This is smart preparation. This is smart thinking. You have kids, you have a spouse, you have parents, you have dependents, you have an appetite. All those things can be addressed by a frugal but smart investment in Alpine Air Gourmet Reserves. Try them out. You will be tickled to death with the taste of them. You know what? In many cases, people start to eat this and they think, heck, this tastes better and costs less than what you're going to the grocery store to buy. cpnlive.com, check it out. Hey, my name is Stan Solomon, and you know if I have something to say, I'll say it. And I'll only tell you the truth because I'm a Republican, not a Democrat. Democrats always lie. Republicans only lie half the time. I don't lie at all. This is the Fuel Mule. It's an extraordinary product that was developed by a friend of mine, an engineer, and it increases the fuel mileage on your vehicle. If you have a combustion engine, this will increase your mileage by 10 to 20%. It bolts around your fuel line. You can install it yourself or have your mechanic do it. It is an extraordinary item, and it flat works. I've been using it for more than 10 years. It's increased my mileage on every vehicle I put it on, and by the way, it will last forever. You can get rid of your vehicle, just take it off and put it on the next one. Go to cpnlive.com. You'll have more information there. You can order it right there. We absolutely guarantee you'll be satisfied. The Fuel Mule. It's a way to kick down your cost of fuel and kick up your mileage. Don't you love the name? I thought of it. The Fuel Mule. Let me ask you a question. Do you like being sick? I have in my hand an incredible product. It's called TR10 supercolloidal silver. TR10 stands for a trace to the negative 10th power. The particles in this silver product are 6 to 8 angstroms, 6 to 8 10 billionths of a meter. Now listen to me. Silver has been the magic bullet for all of human existence. The Egyptians used silver instruments. We use silverware. They put silver in your teeth because nothing can grow on silver. Silver will kill anything but liberalism. I'm working on that. This product, you go to cpnlive.com, buy 1 quart of this product. It will last you for a very long time. Anytime you feel like you've been exposed to something bad, take some of this product, spray it in your mouth, or take a little bit and gargle it, swallow it. It will kill any pathogen. The average antibiotic kills 10 to 20 different pathogens. This product will kill 700 plus. Do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, do your doctor a favor. He's tired of seeing you. Get supercolloidal silver. Go to cpnlive.com, order the product. It's $29.95 plus shipping. I think it's $39.95 delivered any place in America right to your door. It's worth 10 times that. Check it out. If you're not 100% happy, just return it and we'll give you your money back. I like to eat. Do you like to eat? We all do. And usually we run to the grocery store, we run to the convenience store, or we have something in the fridge. But power's been out in parts of this country in the last few weeks. We don't know what's going to come down the pike economically. Smart people are putting in food. Alpine Air Gourmet Reserves is a line of foods that you can put away that will last for a very long time. You know, they say eat what you store and store what you eat. This is great tasting stuff, healthy for you, a full line. You go to our website, cpnlive.com, and click on the button for Alpine Air Gourmet Reserves and see all the different things we have. This is good tasting food. It's reasonably priced. It will last. And it's worth its weight in gold if a problem arises. I know you don't think there's going to be anything that goes wrong. Actually, you do. This is smart. This is smart insurance. This is smart preparation. This is smart thinking. You have kids, you have a spouse, you have parents, you have dependents, you have an appetite. All those things can be addressed by a frugal but smart investment in Alpine Air Gourmet Reserves. Try them out. You will be tickled to death with the taste of them. You know what? In many cases, people start to eat this and they think, heck, this tastes better and costs less than what you're going to the grocery store to buy. cpnlive.com, check it out. Hey, my name is Stan Solomon, and you know if I have something to say, I'll say it. And I'll only tell you the truth because I'm a Republican, not a Democrat. Democrats always lie. Republicans only lie half the time. I don't lie at all. This is the Fuel Mule. It's an extraordinary product that was developed by a friend of mine, an engineer, and it increases the fuel mileage on your vehicle. If you have a combustion engine, this will increase your mileage by 10 to 20%. It bolts around your fuel line. You can install it yourself or have your mechanic do it. It is an extraordinary item and it flat works. I've been using it for more than 10 years. It's increased my mileage on every vehicle I put it on, and by the way, it will last forever. You can get rid of your vehicle, just take it off and put on the next one. Go to cpnlive.com. You'll have more information there. You can order it right there. We absolutely guarantee you'll be satisfied. The Fuel Mule. It's a way to kick down your cost of fuel and kick up your mileage. Don't you love the name? I thought of it. The Fuel Mule.